Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we will be talking about the CSS Flexbox. I will just be giving you the basic knowledge you need as a beginner to use the Flexbox effectively. We're not going to try to use all the properties, just the one that you need that will help you get started. Okay, so I already have my HTML boilerplate, just the boilerplate. I have linked my CSS that I will be using for the Flexbox, and I have one image here. This image I will just use it for illustration. Okay, now let's begin. So Flexbox, the CSS Flexbox is a powerful um, layout tool. It helps you lay out your web page easily, both for mobile and for web view. Okay, so it's a very effective tool for layouts. So let's assume we want to have a 2-column layout or even a 3-column layout. You need a Flexbox. So you can either use grid or Flexbox, but in this video we'll be talking about the Flexbox. So let's begin. Let's say we have a section. Now for you to work with Flexbox, you must have a parent div. You must have a parent div or section. So now this section, we'll use it as the parent. Then the next thing to do is ask yourself, how many columns do I need? If you need just 2 columns, then you have to create 2 divs in that section. So you have one parent section, that's one parent and 2 siblings. Okay, so now these siblings represent the column you want to create. So in Flexbox, you do the flexing on the parent div. So we're going to give this parent div a class. We're going to call it CSS Flexbox. So the flex will come on the parent. So it is a parent that will be used to set these 2 div as to lay them out side by side, side by side. Okay, let's see this. Now, in this first div, we're going to have, let's use the navbar menu for example. We're going to have an image. Okay, in this next one, we're going to have some URL. Okay, let's say we have home. We're assuming we're creating a menu with about, contact, dashboard. So let's view this. Now you know how they behave as block level elements. So let's view this. So this is what it looks like. This is the image up here and this is our list down here. All right, so let's go back. Now we want them to be aligned side by side each other. Okay, since we're trying to make it look like a menu, let's set our list to, okay, no, let's go ahead, let's take this Flexbox class, sorry, copy, let's bring it into our CSS. Let's set it now. The property is called the display and you set it toward the flex display flex. Now let's look at that. So this is it. You see it's now side by side each other. So let's resize this image to be as small as a logo and let's make our list to be inline. So we'll have our li display inline. This is what that will do. You see, okay, that's for the URL. Then for our image, we're going to Let's select it using the parents. Let's give it a width of 100 px. So let's see what that will do. Okay, now we want to separate them from each other, just like a normal menu and logo would look like. Okay, so when we'll come here in the parent class, which is the CSS Flexbox, we are going to set what is called the justify content. Now you cannot have a justify content without a display flex. You must have a display flex before you can set a justify content. So justify content, these are the values that comes with it. These are the values. So you can play around with this in your free time, but the default is start. Default is start. We can set it to end, and let's see. You see, end will take you to the opposite side. Default is the start, which is the where it was before. Okay, so for a proper menu, we're going to have something like space around, space between, or space evenly. So you're going to choose between any of these three, the one that suits you best. So let's use the space between. So space between will set them, put a space between the both of them, between the two div, and set them to from end to end. Then space evenly will give them a space, will cause every, like it will share the spaces in between them evenly. That's the space evenly. The space around will just distribute them, putting a fair space between them, not exactly equal end, equal left and right, but the middle will have a much bigger space. So this is it. So this is a typical menu, right? So you have your logo, you have your menu, so you can further style your menu. Since we're not doing those style, let's just do let's just make it look a bit better. Okay, so this is it. So this is how you make use of the Flexbox. Now let's assume you want to take this to a mobile view. How do you set that in a mobile view? So let's assume in a mobile view, we are going to set it back from we're going to set it back from displaying as a row, because the way it is now is displaying as a row. We're going to set it back to column, so it will fall on top of each other. Okay, so they can display properly. So how do you do that? In a mobile view, let's say we have let's say we'll have our media query. Okay, and we have max width set to, what do we have here? This is 320 px. Okay, so how do we do this? For this media query, let's see if it's working. Let's add a color. Okay, sorry, li color brown. Okay, so it's working. All right, so let's say we're going to bring back our CSS style. Everything you styled for the first one, we're going to bring it back to your media query. Okay, so now we're going to now have a flex direction. a flex direction that we're going to set it back to column, back towards column. So it will come back down like this. Then here we can now set our align items to be centered. Okay, so we can have this like this. Okay, so this is how you can use the Flexbox in a simple way. You can have other sections under it. You can use this for your image gallery, for different sections in your code. All you have to do, remember when we want to break it back, we change to column because by default this Flexbox is in a row. We can also set our align item here to be centered. Okay, so it's fine, it's fine. So let's just do a brief review. Now in our image, if you want to have anything flex as in displaying side by side, all you have to do is calculate the number of column you will do what need. Then you go again and say div and duplicate it to, if you want 3 columns, you make it 3. The first one example we did was 2 columns. If you want 4 columns, you make it 4. Then all you have to do is put your item, everything you want to put in the first one, in the second one, in the third one, and in the fourth one. If it's to any number of, just set the column, then give the class. So here you're going to change the class and say, okay, let's just say use this one because they do the same thing, right? So CSS class. So now on the mobile view, this is how it's going to be, right? So on the web view, let's close this. This is how it's going to be. So you can have your neatly arranged columns set for web and set for mobile. All right. So I hope this helps you build a more flexible and well designed layout in your HTML, in your website. All right. Thank you very much. Bye for now.